So, sorry.
It's
So
okay.
tell me, you all are starting a rally this Saturday. Why?
We're actually starting a rally because the violence in Savannah is getting out of hand. But when it gets to our children, where innocent children lives are being taken, that is where we have a major problem. It's a problem regardless with violence, but we're supposed to protect our children from this harm. So, as women, being nurturers and protectors, we decided to get together as women to take a stand and do something, praying together, encourage mothers and women, to take over our city because our children have nothing to do with the mistakes that these adults are making and what they're indulging in.
Hmm. What's the name of it? Is it an organization that's putting it on, or just a group of concerned citizens?
Just a group of concerned citizens. Latasha actually, came up with the idea, and Taisha, and a lady named Kimberly, and they reached out to me as well. So it's just women in the community with children, who are really tired of it and just want to take a stand.
Now let's talk about. We've had rallies before, and we don't want it to just be a rally and we take nothing from that rally and come up with no solutions.
Hmm.
Talk about that.
Oh wow, yes. When it comes to the rallies, we want to do something that's going to be consistent. This time we've had the marches, and that's all you hear. You hear no more about it. We've tried to have stop the violence movement in previous years. It's never consistent until it hits home, and everybody wants to scramble. This time, we want to make it where we get the city involved as a whole because even though it's taking place in urban communities, it affects Savannah as a whole because if the violence does not stop, then we lose tourism. If we're already having a decrease in tourism, and if we lose tourism, we lose money. We lose money, we lose jobs for people working downtown. So if they think it doesn't affect the city as a whole, they're really crazy. It affects our city majorly, and this is a historic, beautiful place with a lot of history. So, we're not Chicago, we're not Miami, we're not Los Angeles, we're not Philadelphia, we're little Savannah, and the crime is too much for it to be this size. So we want to take a stand, start going to meetings, protests in our neighborhoods where it's taking place, so we can let them know we're not having this in our neighborhood because we're trying to raise our children. And maybe if we can get city leaders involved more for to raise money for citywide youth programs, something consistent, something for people that have criminal backgrounds to give them another chance. Like this has to be consistent. We have to literally take over our city, take our city back.
Let's talk about, in an effort to take our city back, some of these neighborhoods are situations where people don't like to tell on one another. And because of that, it's kind of created this trickle down effect of people not reporting crime. And the only way we can really put an end to all this is people in the community stand up, be the brave face, and report the crime. Talk about that mindset on why you think the crime is not being reported.
Well, honestly, for being active in the streets personally, not for show, speaking with people, things that are going on, people aren't trusting the police because it's deeper. Even though they say that we can trust them and tell them things, it's little things done out of spite, where people are afraid that it's going to get back to who's telling, and that causes, retaliation and everything. It's almost as if like a lot of, pressure is being put on, certain people that are getting arrested, interrogation, causing them to tell on other people, and then, we have violence and this retaliation going on. So, the police play a major role as well, throwing the rock and hiding their hands. If they want us to cooperate with them, I mean, let's just be real and talk about what's really going on. We shouldn't be afraid of the police and others that could possibly help, but we don't know who to trust. So it's like everybody for themselves, and that's why everything is running wild. There's no organization really going on. It has to be trust. It has to really be trust in order for us to want to speak up.
So because of that, do you think there will ever be a solution to this if people continue to
Um,
not trust? Or do you think that there needs to be different avenues in place where people like churches, or, because I
Oh.
know some churches are stepping up now saying, if you don't feel comfortable going to the police, you can come to us and we'll pass that along to the police.
It would be nice if more churches would get involved. We have, we have churches on almost every corner in Savannah, and it should be more involvement. And I'm not sure if that would be a solution. All I can say is if the community comes together as a whole, we can conquer anything. Martin Luther King Jr., he did it during some very rough times, and he brought all those people, to the monument. And if he could do it, who's to say that we can't? I mean, I just believe in change. Change can come in any situation. It's how consistent everybody is in the love and dedication and compassion.
And today, another child was caught in crossfire. It was a domestic dispute. Situation is a little different, but still a young child who has been seriously injured by a gun. Do you think that we don't have any time to play around that we need to?
Yeah, this is something that it just can't wait anymore. We step back and we're so used to our young men dying, RIP shirts. It has become a way of life, but it shouldn't be like that.